Yeah. Boom. What's up, everybody?
Oh.
Welcome to another new episode of the DGDR podcast. And I'm here with the boys, Jimbo and Coach Mike. No Todd tonight.
Too late for
night,
it.
Todd. Trying out some new tunes for the intro.
Oh, new tunage.
Yeah.
Now
Season
you're gonna
3.
force me.
Season 3.
You're gonna force
Welcome,
me to
everybody.
listen to the first 30 seconds.
Right. Good times.
Wow. So it's been a couple weeks. We've celebrated the United States Labor Day. Oh, I guess it's sort of like that for Canada too, correct?
Yeah. It's kind of like a North American thing, I guess.
Old Labor Day.
Yeah. Where we celebrate being able to have vacations and not work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. So, now, back when the unions were strong and good.
Yeah, got shit done.
Yep. So, I think Mike was the only one that did any daily racing this last week.
Mike was the only one. How was it?
Yeah, I kind of... it was actually good. It was a kind of a repeat of what they did a little while back, but they added soft tires instead of just medium, which threw a little extra into it. People were pitting anywhere from, it was 10 laps, anywhere from lap 4 to 6 kind of thing. So it was kind of get away from traffic, especially coming over the mountain at Bathurst there. So I enjoyed it. I did a lot of from the back of the pack at my alt account, just for the hell of it. A lot of top fives.
Nice.
Even with the carnage, I was telling Jim it would have been like oh my god, annoying, frustrating, and I wouldn't have done it in my main if that's all I had. But because it was in the secondary and it's a B and it's just chaos. I was just laughing my ass off at how stupid these people are. It was so like predictable what they were gonna do, when they were gonna do it. Even from like how far. Like I said, guy was swerving down the back straight. I ended up getting the run anyways, and I got by him going into the chase, and I knew he was coming. He was gonna go. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just stayed on the outside and slowed it right down, waited for that second or so at the wide apex, and he just went right by, and I'm just like, yeah, fucking retard. It's just like they're so fucking retarded sometimes. It's just like, and then they quit. Like it's just like you're. Oh, it was so funny. I almost crashed multiple times because I was laughing at them.
Well, and the thing is, my usual issue with Gran Turismo is people not only drive like that because they're stupid, but they drive like that because it's so hard to get DR points.
Yeah, it is.
Like even if you're scoring high in a high lobby, you're still not getting that many points.
Mm-hmm.
You really aren't, And unless you can find a race that you can grind at, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, because until you get into those mixed races with more A's and B's is where you're really going to get your points coming in those high lobbies.
Yeah, the only way you can make
dodging the chaos and like Mike said, just predicting what they're doing. Because holy shit.
Yeah. See, like
that's
with
the
me
hard
though,
thing.
like I'm at that point with my main account though. For me, like this is a good race, or was a good race, the Bathurst race, Mount Panorama. But I can't my main account because I'm racing in lobbies with the top guys, and I don't place enough even on my best day against these guys to get into that top 8 or 9 where you get DR.
Yeah.
So it's just a negative loop if I go in with my main on that, especially that race kind of thing.
Yeah, that
even
race
though it's a good and fun race. But it's just like I just might as well have some fun and not stress about it in the other one. So I avoided it with my main, but yeah, I found it quite fun.
How did the soft tires
kind
last?
of
Were they good?
They could go depending. Like I went 4 on mediums and 6 on softs in the Mercedes. And it was a little bit slower near the end, but most people were doing 5, or in the actually quite a few were doing in the lower lobbers were doing 6 on mediums.
Okay.
So, because it was like coming over the mountain, if you get all wiry through there, you get the heat in the tires, and that like they really start burning down. So. Yeah, you just had to be really cautious, sort of smooth, and they would last, and you could keep the times going. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even try. I just did.
I
I did a
couple
race.
time trials, and that was it.
Yeah, I did the Group 2 time trial at Suzuka, which that to me that was, I think I did 3 laps. The 3 laps got gold and was like, good. I'm done with that. And then I was lucky enough to get invited to race with the GTI Endurance League. Thank you, Joker. Mucho apreciado, and thanks to all the guys that race in it, because it was a lot of fun. How I sort of lost my passion for racing. That was a ton of fun. Doesn't mean I'm going to be hopping in dailies anytime soon or anything like that. But, recognizing that I started in 12th and ended up 4th.
Oh, nice.
Against, come on. We know that Joker is fast, Nightfire is fast, and all those guys are fast. And, it was at Suzuka. So, race I love. It was, I think, an hour-long race. Potential for rain. And not having to worry about somebody coming up behind me and wiping me out just makes it so I can focus on the race. Most everybody did a 2-stop. I did a 1-stop. Was able to get in front of a lot of people doing that.
The old PDX special.
Yep, the old PDX special. Do a 1-stop. Make sure you're good on tires. Make sure you're good on fuel. And the way I drive, I'm always pretty good on fuel. But when you're watching your fuel, you're also watching your tires. I was able to lengthen my stints and keep my speeds or my times consistent, and just move my way forward. So I was happy to do it, and thanks again to Joker and Dusty Fossil and Nightfire and Pagani and all those guys allowing me to race with them. That was very nice, and I had a great time. Sadly, Fat Dane has retired because he's gone back to school.
Oh.
So, congratulations on that, but it sucked because I wasn't able to race with him. So,
but best of luck to him in his endeavor, for sure.
And that sort of has inspired Mike and I to put together a 5-race short league.
Okay.
At 5 different tracks, 5 different cars, for each track. So it's going to come down to being a driver's race.
Okay.
Not a car's race. So, and we will be...
It's all one-make races.
It's all one-make races. It's at different tracks. It's different categories of cars. It's everything from a modified street car to regular street cars to high downforce, high speed cars. So it's going to be all over the place and should be a ton of fun.
Nice.
And we'll be letting more details out as we get closer and can decide on some dates.
Okay.
Anything else, Mike, that you'd like to add?
No, I just stay posted. It's going to be exciting. I think we put together, just as a little, teaser, a group of races that would be likely really popular for daily races. So
yeah,
if you want to have some really fun you know, what should be daily races. Stay tuned and get ready to join in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll let the dates. I think we're gonna do.
You got all the combos totally figured out.
Oh
then?
yeah.
Okay.
All the combos
Oh,
are
yeah.
figured out. The cars are figured out. It's really just us figuring out
the
dates that are
dates.
gonna work.
All right.
And then yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I mean, just Mike and I going through and testing.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
you're gonna have to think about things. That's
Ooh.
Yeah.
that's gonna be the crux of this. You have to think about what you're doing,
Okay.
Yeah.
and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And it will be competitive. It will be competitive.
So people will have the
So.
time. They'll know the combo, be able to get on, practice, get everything figured out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's. Stop that cat. Sorry. Cat decided he wants to chew on my HDMI cable.
Plenty of heads up, and just kind of knowing the combos of the cars. Really, I guess would be it. And there's won't be any tweaking, tuning. Just BOP'd. No
Yeah,
changes
everything's
allowed.
gonna be OP'd. Yep.
Down to the driver.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
Yep. And it's
it's
not gonna be
down to the driver and using your brain.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be. What's the word do I want to use? There's not really going to be an advantage for anybody.
No.
That's the thing. You're not. There's not going to be, if someone is this type of driver. No, we've gone in and figured out how to level everything out.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Hell
this is why we should be hired to do daily races
Stay tuned.
for
PD.
Gran Turismo.
Stay tuned.
What do we have going on this next week? Did they
let's-
put some stuff out there, Mike?
Ooh, let's find out there, Coach Mike. Next week, daily races.
I'm gonna put it this way: if my predictions are correct and what I see, it could actually be a bit of a banger week.
Oh.
We're gonna start off with Daily A at Deep Forest Raceway on Racing Hards, and I think will be the Group 4 cars.
Oh.
Because when they did this before, when they put them all in the you'll understand why.
Yeah. Daily C.
And then, so that'll probably be a 4 or 5 lap race. No DR, most likely. Daily B, we're going to Fuji on the race mediums. Going to be Group 3, in my opinion. And that'll probably be another 4 or 5 lapper with obviously DRSR on. So
And probably
could be
hard.
pretty good. No
As
race
usual.
mediums. So
Oh, race mediums. Oh, that could be a fun race.
yeah. So it's hards for A. B gets the race mediums, and then this is my prediction on this. Daily C is at Monza on racing soft tires.
Oh.
All right. 2
Okay.
times fuel, 4 times tires with 1 pit stop. Now, I think this is super formula.
That's
Repeat
awesome,
of
yeah.
the nations. It's the exact same settings for the most part, and if so, could be 20 lapper.
Oh, shit.
Actually, no. You know what? It's not going to be because it's softs only. Softs won't last at that for the
Right.
20 laps with 1 stop. So it'll be probably
14.
probably a 10. Probably a
Tenner.
10.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
because
still
you
good.
might be able to stretch them or stop for tires. That's what it'll be. 10 laps, super formula at Monza, racing soft tires.
So how does that car feel now with the update? Because it felt I
It
didn't do
is
the race,
light.
but it felt weird. Didn't feel like normal.
It's when you get in it compared to everything else, it's kind of light feeling. But it's once you get going, the downforce kicks in and you feel it. You
See,
really
that's
do.
what I noticed too.
Now, I think what they've done is they've basically like they've made it a little more say realistic in the fact
Yeah.
that you get the weight of the car in the downforce.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have the downforce, you don't feel the car.
Nothing.
It's hard to control.
Yeah.
You know, like which it would be normally, you know, because with the power of the car and no downforce on it, it's going to be a slippery car,
Mm-hmm.
and it is. But once you start rolling, it starts rolling. It's good. I had no problem with it myself. Really, I had a great time in that race. I think that was the race that I did in Stacy, and Jim was on with me, and I was talking, and we just for the hell of it, I said, "Screw it, I'm gonna do a two stop," and it was a one stop race. So I did a short stint on mediums and then two softs, and I still ended up top 10.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, what the thing that I've noticed about the high downforce cars, whether it's the X19 or the Super Formula, or the
Mm,
or like the Group C cars, the one thing that
mm,
I've noticed is low speed. The car loves to push because you don't have that downforce.
Yeah.
You can feel
Mm-hmm.
the wheels chattering across the asphalt because you're trying to put down power, but it's like you have no downforce, so no, you don't get to put on the power yet. So that's the one
yeah,
thing I've noticed, that you have to drive it. You can't drive it as hard as you used to. Super
No.
you have
Formula
to
is used
ease.
to just be
Mhm.
you could just blast it into play. It's not that
Yeah,
way anymore.
but I do say, oh my God, if you trust it, it holds at those high speeds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, does it
Yeah,
hold?
yeah, that's
Like the feeling now, like it's really there. Like it's like I don't know if it's more downforce or what they've done, but it seems at the high speeds, when it really kicks in, you can just keep going and go, and
Oh, fuck.
it's coming off
Just
parabolic.
having
It was
that
just like,
confidence
wow,
to
you can,
keep your foot in it.
yeah. It feels like you're gonna go like wide, and and you just hold it, and it's just like, wait a second, it didn't. It just kept accelerating and going.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I don't know if they've done it like with that, the balance, the feedback, everything. I don't know. It's some of those cars are very exciting now.
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
I will say the one thing that we had that I watched. So I used the Merc for
Mm,
the GTI race,
yeah.
and the guys that were in any of the mid or rear engine cars,
Hmm.
oof, serious issues. Serious issues with I would say serious issues with the Audi. Like, there was a dude that was driving the Audi, and he's a fast driver, and he was having issues with it. And then there were other guys driving the Porsche, and the Porsche looked undrivable.
Hmm.
Like, just following, like, I had no issues at all. Like, the Merc, that's the one cool thing about that car is, to me, it's the new Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's easy to drive. It's
Yeah.
consistent, lap to lap. It doesn't do anything funny. Um, the Porsche, man, going into especially turn one, they were just going into turn one and going into spoon. The Audi and the Porsche were just out of control.
Yeah.
It's
I
it's disheartening to, especially with the Porsche, to take its consistency away.
Yeah.
And it just make it a car that is not supposed to drive the way they made it drive. The Audi, it's like they made it better and then they took that away. Like, there for a little while it seemed like it was driving okay, and then that just took a shit.
I'm a
So,
huge fan of the FR cars now. Um, Almost all of them I've driven lately have felt really good.
yeah, I
The
would
Le-
agree.
the
I
Lexus. Oh,
Oh,
Oh, dude,
yeah. Yeah,
the Lexus
Lexus is
may not be
good.
the fastest in a straight line, but man, it is.
Dude, that NSX is fucking good. Damn. That thing is stable
yeah,
as shit.
it's probably the best MR now.
Dude, I'm
I
digging
I
that.
can't say that I've
I
driven
might
it
pick
yet.
that for
So
manufacturers. when that comes back.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sean and I were talking about that.
Uh,
It's both Group 3 and 4, and that thing
Dude,
feels so
solid.
good and so balanced.
Did you hear that Grove Street, after the exhibition series, number 1 in the United States, number 2 behind Leicester
God damn.
in the region. So
job.
good job, Mike. But that's not a surprise. He's just
Right.
building up to be faster and faster, and hopefully when it's the real league again, he'll be able to,
If he keeps
he'll
it
be
up,
able.
for sure.
Dude, I would love to see him be able to go to the World
Dude,
Series,
that'd be
but
crazy.
this is the other thing too, though. We know that there have been people that were, his age that were older, and they have been overlooked because of their age too. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Really, really hope that doesn't happen
Yeah.
because he deserves to go. He's been working his ass off to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like he who only wants to win races, so he doesn't want to ever get into the higher categories. I have enjoyed the
I can't win in the top splits.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
the
Guy SRT.
Guy SRT?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man, look up Guy SRT on the interwebs
Shit.
and watch him go after
Oof.
what Key. I would rather watch Kirith than watch Key now. And Kirith
You know what?
is
I gotta say that too. I agree. I won't watch either. But
no, I won't
would
watch either. But I would
if
rather
had
watch
to,
Kirith.
Right.
If I had to,
Yeah,
I would probably
same.
watch Carrot.
He has just
channel
gotten
doesn't
worse.
Even show up in my feed anymore.
Oh no! Well, I unsubscribed from it
Same.
because he is a blowhard that is like his double standard is more double standardy than anybody's double standard. He complains about people, but he does shit like pushes Rory off.
Mhm.
Rory is one of the nicest, cleanest racers out there. Pushes Rory off and then bitches about Rory. Like he's a tool. He has become a tool because he's so desperate to keep subscribers.
Yep.
That's part of it. He's decided to make this his job, and he's turned into an asshole. And he's getting shit on his feed too.
Oh yeah.
Like people are starting to talk shit to him because he's proven himself to just be an asshole.
He's a hypocrite about a lot of things.
So
Yeah,
as
like
much of an
guy's channel, it's funny.
And that's why it's funny, but it's just showing like the hypocrisy of him, like the way he does and says things, but he ends up doing them. The things that he's like, oh, I don't like. Yeah, I laugh about it, and it's like, but he's like, oh, I'm a clean racer as he punts a guy and drives away.
As he's like, well, that guy shouldn't have hit his brakes there.
Sounds like a
What are you talking about? Yeah.
He was braking early. That's his fault.
That's what
He was braking early. That's his fault. Wait, he's in a braking zone, and he's slowing down to make the corner, and you just slam into the back of him and then drive off. Yeah, no, you're a fucking tool. That's what you are.
God, I saw someone else do that too lately. God, who was it? I was watching a race and the dude just fucking plowed through and just kept on going. God, who was it?
Well, I always wanted to point out something too that another thing Jim and I kind of back and forth the other day about was like with Key, it's his job, right?
Mm.
And he's got he stays home, he takes care of the kids when they're around or whatnot, even though he's doing his job, and he's always yelling at them to get out.
Oh,
You have to wait. I'm working. Whatever. Like leave. Like I can't do anything, right? And then there's a clip of Rory. He put and it shows him driving, doing it in the middle of the stream, right? Driving on camera, everything else at Mount Panorama, going down the first little straight. and you see him look over. He's like, "Oh, hey, fucking whatnot, right?"
Mhm.
First corner, drives, just lets the car go, drives into the wall, and just parks it in the corner on the wall. His fucking boy stops everything, takes his, hey guys, kind of like doesn't even give a fuck, right?
Right.
Like it's my job. It's a game. Who cares?
Yeah.
Picked his
It's
boys up on his
fixes. Yep.
lap.
Yep.
Stepped away because of his family.
Mhm.
Yep. His
So
family showed up to work, so he stopped work so he could pay attention to his kids.
Yep.
He's great.
So
That's the
big
type of
props to
person he
him.
is. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
type
Rory's
of person he
great.
is. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I give him all my support. Yeah. So
Shit, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I would say that those are the people that I would rather race around. So planning to do our own league and maybe trying to get involved into some other leagues might make me happier and get my passion going again. But
Yeah, you'll find
You know
it.
what would make
That's
me
for
real
sure.
happy? If Rory showed up for ours.
oh my gosh, that
man.
would be
Wow.
hilarious. That would be
That would be awesome.
tip top. That would be
Yeah.
really fun.
Dude, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten anything back. I left a message for Jamie on the PlayStation Network because that's the only
Yeah,
that's the
he
only
dropped off
contact
the
I
grid,
have.
man.
Yeah. I still haven't heard anything from him. I was just like, hey, just let me know you're doing all right.
Yeah. And Ollie's still
you know.
making videos.
Ollie is still making videos.
Yep,
Yeah, he is.
So,
He's just
Yeah,
doing
I keep
he's just doing
I-
iRacing.
I'm subscribed still to him, and I get notifications all the time from him because it gets like that hour from hour. Ollie will be live in an hour. Oh, okay, whatever. Ollie will be live in 30 minutes. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. I'm just too lazy to go click the notifications off.
Let me ask you this: How did you feel about the Monza Grand Prix? Other than the fact that Ferrari won, Sean, what did you think?
Dude,
What
that
did you
was
think?
so cool. Could you believe Charles made that happen?
Dude,
One
I think
stop?
I think everybody else was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Um,
Oh shit!
and Oscar really couldn't do anything to catch up to him.
No. Fuck no.
Other than I thought it was a fairly uninteresting race, though.
Yeah, it was nothing majorly really happened.
It was like
Nothing.
meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the beginning with fucking Oscar's kind of he needs to chill out a little bit. Just a little bit. I know he's anxious and he knows he can, but come on, man, it's your teammate, man.
Yeah.
It's your fucking teammate.
Will Buxton is the first commentator I heard yell at McLaren and go, "You should have swapped them around. You have somebody that is racing that can race for the championship.
Dude, seriously.
Give him the championship points.
That's what
Let
I was
him make the points. Yeah,
McLaren's going to creep up in the end. I see McLaren winning that constructors for sure.
I think McLaren's going to win the constructors, and I think
they're
they're
real close to getting that drivers.
And that's the thing. If they play it smart, they can.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, and stuff like Monza happens again,
or
they don't get away cleanly.
Hungary.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at what happened at Hungary. They should have let Lando win. He's going for the championship himself. It wouldn't have affected their points at all. Mm-hmm. They need to be thinking about a double championship, not just thinking about the one.
And two, Lando's been with you through thick and fucking thin.
Yeah. I don't know
give
where
him the fucking points.
Yeah, give him the points.
It actually comes down to like a 6-point difference or something like that. That's 7 points.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
Just fucked me.
Yeah, and that's sort of what's happening.
I would say, you know what, fuck, I'm resigning somewhere else as soon as I can now after that because they really should be pushing him.
Well, I feel like they're kissing Oscar's ass.
Yeah,
like they're wanting to please him more than Lando. And
Lando that's how I felt too.
Shit.
Yep.
And
He
And a
signed
great
a
driver.
he signed a long contract
Yeah.
because he believed in the team.
Yeah.
Well, and then, oops, sorry, that's our 5-minute alarm. I think we should go a little bit
Yeah. Oh,
longer
yeah, keep
because
going.
there's some other tool.
Yep, keep going.
Did you? Both Ferrari and Red Bull are disputing Mercedes and McLaren's flexible front wing. This is the issue that I have. All of them have flexible front rings.
Yeah.
Yes, Mercedes and McLaren's wing is more flexible, but it's gone through scrutineering.
Mm-hmm.
They've tested it. Just because a team, this is the thing that I hate about Formula One. A team figures out something and they immediately stop it.
Well, I
You know,
think
it'll
that's
probably-
the rumor with Red Bull. With someone, they got caught with something, and
They got caught with something that was really illegal. I mean, the fact that it's believed that they had a valve on their car that was changing brake bias
Yeah,
in the rear.
it was.
That is a movable device.
Mm.
You know, that's a good job. I mean, Adrian Newey again is a
Right.
genius because he's the one that came up with the McLaren extra brake pedal.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I mean, look at what happened when Mercedes had their third axis on their steering wheel to change the front tire angle to get more heat in front tires. You know, oh nope, we can't do that. We're going to make that against the rules. Formula One used to be about innovation. Yes, here's your formula. Do anything that's going to make your car the fastest car. And I understand cost caps. I understand that completely. You know, when it came to the electronic suspension system, you suddenly take a car that is supposed to be about the machine and the driver, and you've just made it about the machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what's happening right now with the flexible front wings, though.
Right.
You know, or that. That means that their engineers were smarter than the other engineers. Why stop that? Why not allow it the next year? I mean, everybody's seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows. Everybody, or at least the engineers, should be able to figure out what's going on. And it's not going to cost that much more to make a wing a little bit flexible.
Right.
Like, that's, you know, it's going to take some engineering time, but oh well. And I mean, if you're looking at engineers, the ones that are really going to, you know, get the most out of everything is Adrian Newey signing with Aston.
Jesus Christ, man.
I
So
mean,
sad.
oh,
No.
I was, you know, but I mean, come on. Jeremy Clarkson said,
Yeah.
I will give you a hint. He's not searching for property.
I was
in
hoping
Italy.
Ferrari, and then I was cool with Williams. This was the last.
I was cool
place
with
for him.
Yeah, I was cool with Williams too because he might have brought back a team that's severely. I mean, they have gotten much faster.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, they've gotten much faster, and now that they've gotten rid of Logan Sargent, they're faster than ever.
But do you think he'll be able to get Alonso fast enough?
Yes. Alonso is still an amazing driver.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Dude, what if he
let's
can
not
win
talk
another
about
one?
Lance. Let's not talk about Lance. Let's talk about Fernando. Fernando, if he gets the car designed by Adrian Newey, I just have a feeling that even in his older age, he still is going to be able to fight for a championship. Another rumor was Jean-Pierre Lambiase, Max's engineer, was trying to be sniped by Ferrari for Lewis next year. He turned that down, though.
Did he?
Yeah, he said no to that. Gosh, there was something
Pussy.
else. There was something
Oh,
else.
Magnussen and Berman.
Yeah.
Oh, for Magnussen.
Magnussen will be. That should have happened 3 races ago.
Yep. Suspension.
He should have been. He should be suspended for longer than that too, because he's just been running cars off the road
he's
left
been
and
rough
right.
lately.
You know, and I understand he doesn't have a ride for next year. He's going to continue to not have a ride for next year driving that way.
Yeah, he's.
Like,
I don't see him in Formula One next year.
No. I don't think he has the passion for Formula One, just like I don't think Lance Stroll does either.
Right.
No,
They shouldn't be there.
Those two drivers
shouldn't
for
be there.
sure should.
No,
Yeah.
it's Mag is like he's driving like he's giving his 2 weeks notice, and like he doesn't give a shit. You know what I mean? And he's gonna shit on everybody on the way. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. It's
and not care. He's just gonna shit on everybody and not care at all. And then
that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's very dangerous in a sport that you're driving 200 miles an hour in this millisecond reaction time.
And then go, oh, I don't know why I'm in trouble for that. Like, that's what he did. He was like, well, I don't understand. I guess we're not allowed to race anymore. No, you're crashing into people. That's not racing. You're making bad decisions. And I think, honestly, he should be taken out of that car, and Ollie Behrman should be put in for the rest of the year.
Right? That'd be crazy. That could still happen.
Well, another thing that happened was after the Dutch Grand Prix, the Dutch authorities did not let Haas leave with their equipment because the Mazepin's dad sued Haas for the money that they kept after his son was let go, and they took the company off the car. And it was determined that they owed that money, and until they paid it, they were not going to be allowed to leave with the cars.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It would be interesting if, and I know that this is a what if scenario. It would be interesting if Andretti Group came in,
right,
and purchased the team out from underneath Haas, because then even though for some reason they don't want Andretti in Formula One, they're not really going to be able to stop it if they just buy a team that's already represented on the grid. It's funny because Formula One didn't have a problem with Cadillac coming in. They just didn't want it to be Cadillac Andretti.
Yeah.
And they keep saying, well, it's not enough of a name. I'm like, it's Andretti. What do you mean not enough of a name? They are represented in almost every sport for motorsport on four wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
dude,
I'm going to say this. Out of any other racing name, there's huge ones in that. But for me growing up, all the motorsport I've always watched, there's been an Andretti in every one of them.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot. And, there's been, fucking not a name. You want to get, the North American money coming into it. That is your meal ticket
better
right
than
there.
Haas.
That is so, yes.
God, yeah, fuck.
No, but
Haas is already on stage. Like Gunter was saying, they didn't want to put money in because he probably can't afford to put more money in. He's probably that's why you got guys like Kevin Magnussen driving for it.
Yeah.
Well, and let's remember that the rumor is Andretti wasn't wanted in Formula One when he raced for McLaren. I mean, he raced with Ayrton Senna, and when he did his tests, he was less than a tenth off. Michael Andretti was less than a tenth off from Senna. And then when they got into the season, he lost half a second compared to Senna, yet was still driving that car and getting top tens in that car that the rumors had been detuned because Senna was unhappy with the fact that Andretti was as fast as he was. That's the rumor. That's what Ron Meadows is said to have told Michael Andretti, you should just quit.
Dang.
There's a whole
it comes up that Bernie Ecclestone also was a part of that. They don't want American drivers in Formula One. They don't. Alexander Rossi.
Oh, shit.
was so good in Formula 2 and Formula 3, and they overlooked him to go with, who was it? Like Latifi or somebody like that. I don't know. It was so long ago. They overlooked him for some no-name.
Jesus.
It's just the fact I just don't think that they want Americans in the game.
Yeah,
And I don't know
they
why.
want it to be big over here, but yeah, they don't want none of us.
They want
in
it to be big with
play.
their people.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're even though Formula 1 is owned by an American conglomerate, it's controlled by a lot of Europeans.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think, number one, they're unhappy that it's owned by a big American company. I don't think they like that. And then I just don't think they don't want representation. They want our money, but they don't want to have any representation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've got how many races in the United States now? 3?
3, yep.
And they don't want to play to the American crowd, even though we pack out the grandstands and we buy all the merchandise, and it's getting more and more popular thanks to Drive to Survive too.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Drive to Survive. Being a real Formula 1 fan, you watch it and you go, that's not how things happened.
Now, the first season was good, but yeah, as it's gotten into season, like, what, 6 now?
Yeah, now
You
it's
can
now
tell.
it is now it's a a reality
Yeah,
show.
reality show.
It's
Yeah.
become a reality show. You know, it's just
Yep,
it's become
scripted.
it's well, yeah, scripted, but not by the drivers, scripted
Right.
by the people that are making it and try.
Yep.
You know, it's
Cut it
weird
up,
because
edit to
what
make it
was
work.
it last year, the year before last? They had cut together scenes from a completely different race and radio messages from a completely different race, the one that they were supposed to be representing. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this is not this didn't happen. Like, that's not even the correct track. What are they doing? Like,
Yep,
and
drama
anybody
sells.
who's any real Formula One fan is going to go, what the fuck are they doing? That's not how it happened. No, I hate the fake drama, and it's just bullshit.
Yep, that's why
I miss
Max doesn't participate really, except for
yeah.
the last season. I think he did a little bit.
Yeah, it's because it's just they're putting words in people's
Well,
mouths.
probably contractual so much footage. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he'll do what he has to, and that's another thing. Yeah, it's American. It's how many millions of dollars they got for that contract. Like Formula One. Like.
Oh yeah. They're making
Oh,
It's.
by the way, the Portland race,
Hmm?
the Portland
Oh,
IndyCar
yeah.
race. I am so sad I wasn't there because that was a fantastic race.
Mhm.
Actually, the Milwaukee Mile races, they did 2 of them. Those were spectacular too. I mean, great races. So I'm glad I was able to catch all 3 of those. And then, like I said before we started recording, I'm 2.5 hours into the WEC at COTA. What I think one of the announcers called the like Texas Le Mans. What the hell did he call it? He called it like the Texas Le Mans or something like that. The Lone Star Le Mans.
Lone
That's
Star.
what he called it. Yeah, dude, that race so far has been
So good.
so good. Like the IMSA races have been so good. I watched the GT race at VIR. Holy shit, that was a
I
great
need
race.
to watch that.
Dude, that was fantastic. Like the racing this year has been
It's been good.
in general across all categories has just been great. Like, I mean, I don't want to miss a race because it's been so good. I mean, Alex Palou battling to get another championship, and Will Power is right on his tail. I just think I think it's great. It's great to see. It's great to see it. even though I'm not a big fan of Penske, it's just great to see the competition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shit's
And
close.
I will say this too. As much as I don't like Herta,
Mm-hmm.
he deserves a Formula One seat. That kid is so good.
You
He
think
is
he'd be able to
so
hang?
good. I think he'd be able to hang. I think Alex Palou deserves a Formula One seat. I think Pato O'Ward deserves a Formula One seat too. I think those three drivers are some of the most exciting drivers on the grid. And to have someone like Scott Dixon and Will Power, who are both old guys,
Yeah.
technically, they are
They are.
just as exciting too. I mean, it's
They've
just
been
been,
driving great.
they've been driving, like everybody's been driving fantastic. I've not been a fan of Joseph Newgarden this year. He's been driving a little dirty. But for the most part, just the racing series have been awesome. I am so happy to watch. I always feel bad for the Iron Dames because it seems like something happens to their
Right.
car all the time. I'm like, oh shit, are you kidding me? Sao Paulo, their car decided to blow a water line, and then at Texas, one of them went in and dove the corner a little bit, and the Corvette they were passing did not see them, and they got run into, broke their suspension. And they were running in the top three yet again. Like, those girls are so fast. That's
just
what I
have no
like to
luck.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's
They
a
have the
funny
worst
thing.
luck.
There was a one of the academy, one of the female Formula One Academy girls
Mhm.
was talking about how difficult it is for them to move up into Formula 2.
Mm-hmm.
Formula 2, they don't have power steering, just like IndyCar and just like some of the other leagues. Well, she freely admitted that she is not physically strong enough to go through an entire race weekend driving a Formula 2 car because of the lack of power steering.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm just not strong enough. She's like, I'm fast as everybody else for the first 5-6 laps, and then it just starts
Yeah.
wearing on me.
Wears in.
The fatigue. And that sucks. It doesn't. I want people to get seats on merit. But if you're taking good drivers out of the mix, because of something like that, there's no reason they couldn't put power steering in F2. But it's also supposed to be a proving ground also.
Yeah.
But she said she's driven a Formula. She tested in a Formula One car, and she's like, they are physically, when it comes to like your upper body strength, other than your neck having to be super strong, they are physically easier to drive than the Formula 2 car.
Okay.
And she's like, I've driven a Formula 1 car. It's much easier to drive. She goes, G-force is much greater. But, I sort of feel for them having to deal with that. But again, I think it comes down to the stopwatch. I think if girls are just as fast as they should be getting seats no matter where.
Mm-hmm.
They should be in hypercars. They should be in GT3 cars. They should be in Indy cars. Oh, well, there are a couple. There's one in Indy right now, and they should be in Formula One if their times allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's merit based. If you're fast, you deserve to be in a car.
Yeah,
That's
was Catherine Legg was in Formula One there for a minute, right?
I think she might have been a test driver or something like that, but she's in IndyCar now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she
But
is?
again, there's a physical car. There's no power steering on those cars either. So, I mean, you
gotta go fast to make that bitch turn.
You have to go well, and the problem is they're hard to get them to turn. You feel everything through your hands because you don't have any driver assist with the steering. So, it beats people up. It beats the boys up too. Not an easy thing to drive. It'll be interesting. We've got 2 races left in IMSA. Let's see. We've got Indy, either I can't remember if it's this coming up next weekend or if it's the week after. I think it's the week you go to Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah, that's coming up.
They are doing the race at Indy, which should be good. And then first couple weeks of October, it's Petit Le Mans, which is always a blowout race.
Yeah.
So that should be good. And then we still have
we got
a little under half. We've got until December with Formula One.
Yep.
So that should be interesting, and we only have a couple races left with the IndyCar season. That should be great too.
Yep,
like the end of the seasons right now are really lining up to great.
Mm-hmm.
That includes WEC.
Yeah.
The last race for WEC is either 8 or 10 hours over in the Persian Gulf, so Saudi Arabia or Qatar, so that'll be a great end of year race too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's going to be I am very excited to see what happens in the next couple months. It's going to be a good end to the That's funny. That's really funny. Everything. We're like, hello. Those are radio professionals right there.
Oh yeah. Well, on that note, boys, I think we're done for today.
Yeah, I think we are. Thanks to anybody who's listening. I think we're going to be doing another one next week, and then Sean's going to be gone to Hawaii.
Yeah. Sipping my ties on the beach.
And then I will be gone the 26th through the 30th down to California, but you boys should still be able to have a podcast. So I think there's going to be a 1 week interruption, and then back at it.
Back at it. Season 3's going.
And then our races will be starting. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah. Definitely stay tuned, and we'll be posting on Discords also. I got permission to post on the European Discords for them, so they'll know what's.
Check out our streams. We'll be talking about it.
Yeah, I won't be streaming that much, as everybody knows. I'm taking a break because the passion isn't there. Until it comes back, the passion isn't there, so until I start getting back into it, I'm probably not going to be doing any live shows. But I might pop on and just do weeklies.
So that means you're shutting down your OnlyFans? What?
No, I'm putting more of my passion into there. I've got to make the money to pay for the subscribers. Like, believe me, paying $5 a month to each one of the people that subscribes, it's expensive.
Right?
Like, that's $10 a month.
Yeah, he's going bankrupt.
That's $10 a month.
Hells yeah, everybody. Well, we'll see you tonight, everyone. And
have a good one.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.